Hey everyone, Agnach here. Welcome to another video. On today's video, I'm bringing a new attack which is spammy and very easy to use, and the best thing about it is that it is very effective. The army is 10 Yetis, 9 witches and 2 headhunters. Spells you'll need: 4 earthquakes, 1 poison, 5 bad spells and 3 freezes. We will use the log launcher for this attack, but if you don't have it, you can also use the wall wrecker. Inside it, bring 2 more Yetis, a Valk and a Barb. I will be showing my replays in Legends, so let's go to the first attack. Okay, so here we go against the player in Korea Republic, and you want to be putting a couple of Yetis on one side, a couple of Yetis on the other side, with a couple of witches behind, just to create a bit of a funnel. Then you put your Yetis, the witches, the log launcher in, the king, queen and warden all the way going inside. Now on this attack I didn't do it, but with those 4 earthquakes, if you touch the town hall, as I said before, and damage it, and then the log launcher goes and throws all its logs before it breaks, the log launcher alone can get rid of the town hall. Now this is something else that I've said before: if you're using a spammy attack like this one, sometimes bringing the log launcher is not the best because your army will be walking around. However, this attack, because you bring the 4 earthquake spells, you want that log launcher to be able to bring the town hall down. However, your funnel doesn't have to be as good. If you bring the wall breaker, all your troops will be going into the base. So up to you what you want to do. Over here I do use the 4 earthquakes to open the center of the base and also to damage the town hall. Put the Yetis on either side just to funnel a little bit, and then I send the main army in with a log launcher and with my heroes as well. I use the warning ability just to make sure that the log launcher survives the whole way. As you can see, the tank hall goes down and the log launcher hasn't even popped yet. So now I'm popping it. Here the Yetis come out, the CC is there. We do have a poison for the CC. Use the royal champion. So usually the royal champion, you can use it at the end just to get rid of some of the splash damage. I'm usually very impatient, so I end up using her a lot earlier than what I should. Over here I could have used her at 6 o'clock and get rid of that wizard tower, but that's alright. We're still gonna be able to get this base. But as I said before, if you're using bats, usually the royal champion is better to bring her later and go towards one of the splash damages. That way that's one less freeze that you require for your bats, and that way they can survive and help you with the cleanup. In this attack we didn't need them, so that's fine. Now we're coming here against Kwon, and again use the 4 earthquakes to open the base but also damage the town hall. A couple of Yetis at 6 o'clock, a couple of Yetis at 3 o'clock. Then the main army with the log launcher. The log launcher is going to be able to damage also the single inferno. And then I put my heroes going in. Use the warning ability nice and early just so that nothing gets hit by the blast. Once the log launcher opens and the Yetis come out, everything goes towards the center of the base. We've got the king on the left hand side with a few Yetis and the witches. We've got a few Yetis in the center of the base. I decide to put my bats on top of the scatter shot. So if you've got this kind of a base and there's no splash damage surrounding the scatter shot, you can just do a bat bomb on top of the scatter shot. That way it won't kill your bats and it can get rid of the entire area, and you don't require a freeze for that. Now all my bats are dead, but there's only that single inferno left. We still have the royal champ, we still have the queen with ability, and this is another triple. So as you can see, it's kind of easy, always doing the same thing. This is one of Itsu's bases, so we put again at 6 and at 3 with a couple of witches just to funnel a little bit. Put the Yetis, put the log launcher. That's gonna keep opening the walls. Now that I know that it's opening the initial walls, I send my heroes in. Now I can use the earthquakes in the center of the base, damaging the scatters, the expos, the town hall. And now with the logs, that town hall is gonna be going down. However, the log launcher does die a little bit sooner than what I wanted, so that's why the town hall didn't go down. However, the king is there. Nope, the king is not gonna get it. The Yeti mites will get it. Now I can send my bats for that single inferno and waste tower at 3 o'clock. Now I'm not sure how they flew all the way to 9 o'clock. I thought that they were gonna be going towards 12, so that caught me a little bit off guard. So I used the freeze a little bit late here, and the wizard tower ended up killing them anyway. But we still have a couple of Yetis and a few witches left, and there's only a Tesla and an Agnach tower left. So this was another triple for us with this army. As you can see, very easy to use, and I think like the hardest thing for this army maybe is using the bats and knowing where to put the freeze, knowing where to put your royal champion. But everything else is pretty much the same thing, just a couple of Yetis on either side just to funnel. Use the log launcher, use your king, your queen, your warden, the main army going all the way in. Use the earthquakes to damage the town hall and to open up the base a little bit. Then that log launcher is going to be getting rid of the town hall as long as it's not being destroyed early. As you can see, I still need a little bit of practice for that. You do have to bring a poison, which here I swagged for the head hunters instead of bringing it for the super minions, which would have been better, but now they moved into that poison. And as you can see on the left hand side, I used the RC to tank the Wiz Tower and the single Inferno, then send my bats. Then I used the freeze as well, just to make sure that my RC didn't die, and then I could use those two freezes for the Molten Inferno and Wiz Tower at 12. Now there's another Wiz Tower here that will kill all of my bats, but that's fine. We still have the queen with ability. She's gonna be going up with the witches, getting rid of that entire area at 12 before she moves down to 3 o'clock, which the wall is already open, so she's not gonna have to beat through any of the walls. She can just go straight in, get rid of the rest, and this is another triple. Now we've got this other base against Fletch, and I'm using the earthquakes. I could have used the earthquakes to damage the town hall as well, but decided not to. So again, Yetis at 12, Yetis at 3 to funnel. Then I put my main line of Yetis and witches with the log launcher on an angle, just so that he opened a few of the walls. King does end up going into the town hall, so I use the warden ability and king ability as well to bring the town hall down nice and quick. Now once they go into the center of the base, both scatter shots should be going down. If both scatter shots are down, that Wizard Tower at 9 was being tanked by the Yeti, so I started my bats there. That way I can just use my freezes elsewhere. I also had the Royal Champion tanking that Wizard Tower there, and that we only have one more splash damage left. The Eagle goes down. Probably that freeze was a little bit on the early side, so those bats are going to end up dying, but at least that way, by freezing the ground expert as well, it gave my RC a little bit of extra time to get rid of some more defenses there. Now we've got this one as well, and I'm gonna be trying a little bit of a back end attack. So we do the earthquake to open that area and damage the town hall. Then put the Yetis 6, and at 3 with the wall breaker in the middle with the rest of the army. Once that wall opens, then my king, queen, and warden can walk inside. That eagle is also being damaged, and they all gonna be going inside. The walls were being damaged as well, so my king, queen, and Yetis are gonna be able to go through that wall a little bit faster and get into the center of the base. So now we've got all of my army inside. They're all going towards the town hall now. On this occasion, the town hall was only damaged by the earthquake spells. It wasn't damaged by the log launcher, but that's because I was coming from the other side. But the base is wrecked using the bat spells just to get rid of the rest of the defenses, and then it's just clean up. Bats end up getting rid of that last expo. Well, hopefully you enjoyed the video. As you can see, this army is very strong and it's very simple to use. Probably the hardest thing is just using the bats. If you liked the video, please click the like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you next time with more Clash. See ya.